Hello. Um, Good morning to everybody because it's morning right now and it's currently 7 and some change a.m. here where I am. Um, so this video is my documentation of day 2 of hard dry fast. And but remember that I started this fasting 6 days ago. Which I mentioned in my previous video that for 4 days or 3 days, I would drink like a laxative tea before going to sleep because I wanted to have a bowel movement the next day, which happened. And on day 4, after watching some videos on YouTube, educating myself about dry fasting, I decided on day 4 that night that I wanted to transition to a hard dry fast because I realized that I've been doing a soft dry fast because during that time I would drink the laxative tea at night. I also would brush my teeth in the morning now and then. So technically, today is day 2 of a hard dry fast, but 6 days of dry fasting. If you kind of think of it, the other days that I did the fasting 6 days ago when I started, I only drank a cup of tea, which was a laxative tea, at night before going to bed. So I would like to think I was hard dry fasting, but from the video that I saw online, that I watched online, technically it's not really a hard dry fast because a hard dry fast is like you're not supposed to have contact with any water. So today is day 2. So I would like to also document some of the things that happened on day 1, transitioning to this morning. It's quite a bit, so try to be patient with me. Before I proceed, I would like to plead to you all, for those that haven't subscribed, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. The reason why that is, I usually would not do this on videos, is because I was watching some videos on YouTube regarding how to monetize, I think I'm saying that right, your YouTube channel. The reason why I would like to do this with my channel is because I'm coming out of being homeless. I'm also a veteran, and I'm currently unemployed. I'm working on becoming employed. I have a master's degree in social work and a clinical license from the state of Texas, but the struggle is real regarding gaining employment. And the Veterans Affairs has assisted me with me attaining my own apartment. So I'm slowly working on getting on my feet. So any kind of source of income would is like really appreciated. So when I was looking at, regarding how to monetize your YouTube channel, for the year 2024, YouTube has this rule where you have to have 500 subscribers and I think a certain amount of videos you have to upload within 90 days. I really did not. I wasn't thinking about uploading a certain amount of videos. I'm just doing this as I go for myself as far as documenting my experience, so I can go back and look at this. Um, but also for others who are curious to also know, because just like me, I go to YouTube to kind of do my research and find information regarding something that I'm trying to do. I just noticed that my gap is getting bigger. Wow. I, Sorry, I'm watching this. I'm looking at myself while I'm videoing, and I'm like, what the heck is going on with my gap? It's like getting wider and wider. Interesting. Sorry, I digressed. So please, if you are not a subscriber, help a sister out, help me out with subscribing so I can get to 500 subscribers, and hopefully, and then I'll be able to apply through the YouTube to request for my channel to be monetized. Okay, so let's move on to the fasting. So with this hard dry fast, as I mentioned, today is day 2, the morning of, and as far as day 1, a lot happened. A lot happened. And I also learned a lot about myself as well with this fasting. So where do I begin? So I will begin with the video that I posted yesterday about that I was going into the hard dry fast day one. So I posted that video, and some of the things that I did during the day is that I ordered 2 days ago. I ordered like this stand. It's like a table stand that you can you can carry around in your living room to put stuff on. Let me show you guys. It's in my other room. Let me walk to it real quick. Okay. I'm not sure. I don't think I can flip this, so let me turn it this way. So this, let's see. Yes, so this is the stand that I ordered, and I put this together myself when it was delivered yesterday to my apartment. I put it together. When I was putting it together, it was a little bit of a struggle as far as energy wise. I was a little bit tired, and so, but I pushed myself, and I put it together. So that's something that I did yesterday. I also watched quite a bit of movie. One of them is called iRobot, which has Will Smith in it. I'm also from Nigeria, so I watched a Nigerian movie, which was like 3 hours long, and I purposely did that just to like for time to go by, because during this time it seems like time is like so slow. During this time, it's like boredom is very real. And then in addition to that, so recently I joined this Facebook dating thing. Facebook has a dating thing. I haven't really dated since my divorce back in 2020. I've been on my own and during that time I've been homeless several times, so it's been hard. When I have the courage, I'm gonna post a video just to talk about during the time when I was homeless. So around November, December of last year, I went ahead and put in for the Facebook dating, because I went to my Facebook page and saw Facebook flashed on me like, hey, we have a dating, thing you can join. And I joined, and um, so with that, there's several guys that send me text messages and stuff like that, but nothing um, has really come to fruition. I mean, there's one date I went to. The guy was like in his 20s, and I'm in my 40s. So I'm like, what do you want from me? Why are you trying to talk to me? You're 20 something years old. And he was like, no, because I like you. I really want to meet you. So we met. We went on a date. And it was, he was mature for his age, but nothing came out of that after that one day. So yesterday, why am I saying all this? Yesterday, part of the thing I do, to pass time, and I kind of play around on my phone. One of the things I did, I go to my Facebook and I went to the dating app and saw a lot of messages from some guys. And one of the guys I was chatting with, he gave me his number for me to call him, and I called him, and we talked for a few minutes, and that was very interesting. And a few other guys on there, I went text messages back and forth. This whole dating thing is very new to me. Like, I'm not um, familiar with like how to date, because for a very long time I've isolated myself from the world. And part of this fasting is me trying to push myself to get back out there, not necessarily on the dating scene, but to socialize more and not to be so scared of people, and to kind of like get out and do stuff and not allow my circumstance to affect me in a negative way. So but one thing I noticed with this whole dating, Facebook dating, is that I noticed that it kind of like affected my energy, where, like where not necessarily being sad, but I felt like it was draining in a way. So I realized that during this time that I'm hard dry fasting, it's best for me to like not really have much contact with other humans. And I say that because, we all come with our energy and all that. And also, when you're talking to someone via text or even phone, um, it's taking energy out of you as well. Just like I'm making this video, it's taking energy out of me. But this video, to me, as far as how it feels, it feels good. So I realized last night that the whole Facebook dating thing, I'm gonna like put that on pause while I'm doing this fasting thing, because the guy that gave me his number while we were chatting, he had said he wanted to meet me today. So I wasn't really gonna share with anyone that I'm fasting, and I went ahead and shared with him that unfortunately I can't meet you because this is what I'm doing, and I'm trying to be disciplined with it. Because when you go on dates, what do? You go into like a restaurant, something to eat, right? And if you're gonna break a fast, I shouldn't be breaking a fast with like a solid meal. So I explained all that to him. He wasn't too familiar with fast. He just said he knew of like Muslims fasting for Ramadan and all that. He was like very shocked, and he said it was like unhealthy and all that stuff. So I tried to educate him and told him to go to YouTube and watch some videos, because it's not really what he perceived it as. And he said, sure, he will think about it. But of course, people have their perception. Just like I used to have perception about social workers coming in and taking people's children. That is a very ignorant thing, you would think, because social workers, that's not what else social workers do. And so when I became a social worker myself, especially as a clinician, that whole perception of what I used to think for so many years, went away. And I realized that's the way I used to think about social worker. That's not it. So, this guy seems really nice, but as I mentioned with the Facebook dating, I'm gonna put that on pause while I'm fasting, and I'm mentioning to you guys how my day went yesterday. I did notice that I did feel lethargic here and there. I had an intense, like my stomach rumbling, like as if it's being punched. That happened several times, and what I did for that, I opened up the window in my bedroom, sticked my face out, and got some fresh air. The sun was out, so I think consuming the energy of the sun and the breeze from outside, that really helped as well. Perhaps next time, if the sun is shining, I can just go out my front door and kind of like just walk, not really far, but just, walk out the door and just take a few steps outside and, let the sun hit me and get some fresh air and come back into my apartment. That's something I thought about doing as well, since that helped yesterday. And as far as the night goes, I did notice that I was tossing and turning. Now and then I would wake up in the middle of the night, and had some difficulties going to sleep, but eventually I went to sleep. And this morning I got up around 5 and I couldn't go to sleep, and it's almost 7 now. So I went ahead and posted the video about my natural hair journey without the pictures, because I still haven't yet learned how to video edit. For those who are curious about my natural hair journey, you can certainly go and watch that video. But I promise you, I'm going to try to do better to learn how to video edit so I can insert pictures in the videos. And then this morning around 5, all the way till before I made this video, I did notice that my stomach was like, seems like it was like angry. It was angry for whatever reason, and I got up a few times to kind of like walk back and forth, to kind of get over that, and I hope it doesn't continue. I think like when stuff like that happens, that's probably what makes people break their fast, because it's probably too intense for them. But I'm gonna try to stick it out. So this is so far my experience with the hard dry fast, and this is day 2, the morning, And I'm gonna try to go to do this, to fulfill this day, finish this day, and see if I can do a third day as well. As far as weight loss, I would say I've lost some weight because my stomach seems a little bit smaller. I mentioned to you guys about my ear that looks like it's healing, and yeah, it looks like it's kind of healing. And as far as my hair growing, looks like it grew just a little bit. Not sure what else would you guys want to know. If you have any questions, anything you want to know, you can certainly post it on your on the comments section, and I'll try my best to respond to your question. You can see my lips are much better than yesterday, and that's because I peeled it off after the video of yesterday, just with my hands, and doesn't look too bad today. I mentioned I was going to go to the store to get chapstick, but I'm concerned that if I walk to the store, that I might get really tired and fatigued and end up caving and drinking something. So for now, while I'm hard dry fasting, with me being unemployed and by myself in this apartment, I figured that if any other time, this is like the best time ever for me to do something like this. So I'm taking advantage of my current situation, even though it's not that great. But you know what they say, you know, disappointment at times is a blessing in disguise. So even though there's quite a bit of disappointment, but the blessing in disguise about it is that something like this with me fasting is something that I can try to achieve, and so far I've achieved it, but see how much I can go with it. Um, I don't know, just for humor, I just want to mention to you guys that the guy I spoke to yesterday, I mentioned to him, I said, let's meet next week. And he was like, why? Why we gotta wait till next week? I was like, because for me to transition back to eating solid, I need at least 3 solid days. For me, the first day I'll drink like liquid, the second day probably like a chicken broth, and then the third day maybe and then a solid meal, something solid. For me, it'll be like fish, something like that. So he didn't understand. And he was like, well, I was like, so give me a day. And I wanted him to give me a day so that I can subtract 3 days from that day and transition to solid. So when I meet him, it won't be an issue for me to eat anything in case if we go to like a restaurant. But he said he couldn't really tell me what day, and he thought it was like insane, but he also was like impressed that, wow, you're really doing this. And I said to him, well, if you're not gonna give me a day, then I'll just continue with this fasting. Not sure how many days I'm gonna go because I haven't set a date. I mean, I might keep going to like next week, to the end of next week. I'm not sure how much my body can take, but he couldn't tell me what day. So I said to him, "What about Friday next week?" He said he was working that day. That maybe it could be like on a Thursday, and I was like, "Okay, so perhaps around Monday, if I decide to go really far with this fasting, I'll try to transition. But once again, I have not set like a date as far as how many days I want to go. So this is my documentation about my hard dry fast, day 2 morning, posting this video. So yay to me going on day 2 with this hard dry fast. All right, thanks for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe, as I mentioned earlier in the video. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers so I can monetize my channel, and have some kind of revenue coming in for me. That would be really nice if that was to come into fruition. All right, you guys take care, and once again, thanks for watching. Bye.